Try that again. Grace and peace, everybody. You might have seen the thumbnail, you might have seen the title, but we're going to have a good time tonight. Hey, everybody. So earlier last week, we all know the whole Fani Willis debacle. We watched those closing remarks and we thought, hey, it was kind of wild. We thought, hey, we thought one team did really well, another team, not so much. But we thought, hey, it's over. They got it to the judge and he says it's going to take 2 weeks, but it'll be over with. And then we can at least kind of see where this is going to play itself out. Well, not so much. We wake up this morning and the Supreme Court has decided to rule, and I do think rule rightly, and I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, rule rightly that states cannot kick presidential candidates off of ballots. And that's going to be a real spicy topic. I know lots of people are going to have feelings about that, but the Supreme Court, I feel, made the right decision. And it was actually a 9-0 decision. So all of the Supreme Court justices believe that the same thing, that we shouldn't be kicking candidates off who've not been actually charged and found guilty for a crime off of ballots because we think that they committed a crime. I mean, that's basically what the Supreme Court justice said. So we're like, wow, man, that was going to be pretty wild. And man, that's going to be the high watermark of stuff that goes on this week. Well, not so much, not so fast. So sorry about that. Bang. All right. This story right here is wild, wild, wild. So the Fani Willis warned Nathan Wade's divorce lawyer to stay quiet about their affair. Bombshell new court filing claims. The Trump prosecutor's case gets another twist with new witness that could deliver devastating testimony. Judge heard arguments on Friday about whether to disqualify Wade and Willis. Former Wade partner Terrence Bradley was, of course, the key witness. We all remember him. He was the gentleman that got the bad case of the amnesias. Now a lawyer wants to bring a new witness to prosecutor who spoke to Bradley. Now, I don't know how far this is going to go, but I do think it shows that this story has got a lot of weird legs. It's got a lot of weird legs. So real quick, let me just make sure. Get this in here correctly. I think we're good. All right. All right, let's go. A new witness brought forth by a Donald Trump confidant in Georgia claims to have overheard Fulton County DA Fani Willis speaking to a former law partner of her former lover and gave what is being described as a warning not to talk about what he knows. Witness Terrence Bradley was a critical witness and a key figure during the court arguments on Friday about whether Willis and former boyfriend and special prosecutor Nathan Wade should be disqualified from prosecuting Trump and 18 other co-defendants. He repeatedly testified that he couldn't recall information when questions about texts and with other attorneys about when the relationship began between Willis and Wade. Now, scanning a little, let me zoom in just a little bit. Sorry about that. I'll make this just a little bit. There we go. Now, a lawyer for defendant David Schaefer says in a new filing that Cindy Lee Yeager, a prosecutor from Cobb County, shout out to Cobb County, Georgia, had numerous in-person and other conversations with Bradley in which they discussed information about Willis and Wade. Attorneys for Trump's co-defendants said Bombshell texts prove she lied about when she started dating Wade and accused of playing the race card when she said the allegations against her were politically motivated. All right, we're not going to play this little short video, but you all know this is from the Daily Mail, so of course you can click that. I'll make sure that the link is down in the description as well. All right, let's go. So this is going to be really interesting. Here goes. Bradley told Yeager that the two met during 2019 judicial conference and that Wade began his romantic relationship with the future DA at or around that time. That would contradict testimony by Willis and Wade that the relationship didn't begin until 2022, after Wade had already brought him into the prosecution. Wade had already brought him into the prosecution, which could be critical to whether Judge Scott McAfee finds that there was an actual conflict of interest or even the appearance of one that could bump them from the case. The filing also describes an alleged meeting around September 2023 when Bradley was visiting Yeager in her office and got a phone call. Miss Yeager could hear that the caller was a district attorney, Willis. District Attorney Willis was calling Mr. Bradley in response to an article that was published about how much money Mr. Wade and his law partners had been paid in this case, according to the filing. Ms. Yeager heard District Attorney Willis tell Mr. Bradley, "They are coming after us. You don't need to talk to them about anything about us," according to the filing. The judge has already held evidentiary hearings and closing arguments as he seeks to determine whether to disqualify Willis. So it is unclear if the information, even if accurate, has arrived too late. The timing could suggest an alleged conversation happened before the effort at the start of the year to remove Willis amid explosive information about the personal relationship with Wade. Details about the exact meaning of the alleged statement that you don't need to talk to them and how Yeager was in a position to hear it were not made clear in the filing. Some of the information Bradley may have was kept out of the trial due to attorney-client privilege. Issues referred by Judge McAfee. Bradley was Wade's law partner, but also ended up being representing him in a divorce. The kicked up much of the information of the Willis matter. I guess this is Attorney Yeager. That's Cindy Yeager. Shout out to Cobb County. Just some pictures from the closing arguments. This is probably the filing. I'm sure lots of people are going to be reading this. Lots of law people with lots more intelligence than Dear World Christian are going to be talking about this. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be bananas. I mean, if this is true, there's going to be a lot of, this is going to be pretty wild if this is true, because it shows a lot of the things that we've been talking about, a lot of things that have been coming up in the case before. This is not good at all for them at all. Let me see real quick. I think we got that. Okay. All right, real quick. Let's finish this. All right. So I'm not going to read this case. I'm not going to butcher that, but I will leave the link in the description. This is going to be crazy. All right. The filing says Bradley stated that Wade personally prepared his own divorce complaint and had Bradley sign it. Based upon these statements, it is Ms. Yeager's understanding that Mr. Bradley did not begin representing Mr. Wade until November 2021. It says in a statement that could have bearing on the extent of the privilege. McAfee said Friday that he would need about 2 weeks to weigh in the arguments and reach a decision on this decision. Reach a decision on the decision. Good gracious, man. This is so political. This is such a lawyer speak. His determination could determine whether yet another Trump 4 criminal cases gets delayed this election season. Gillian, in open court on Friday, sought to offer an oral proffer as to who the witness is and what the witness would be saying after mentioning to the judge that he had new information. Judge McAfee responded that it was the first he's heard of it. I've heard of it. Gillian asked what the record would be reopened so that he could present information. The judge put it off in the interest of fair notice to the other side. Adam Abati, the Fulton County attorney arguing on behalf of Willis at the time, said, I guess we'd object to bringing the information on Friday. Bradley testified last week that I do not have knowledge of it starting or when it started. When asked about the relationship between Wade and Willis, when confronted with text messages he exchanged about it, he said he was speculating. Schaefer, whose lawyer brought forward the information, is a former Georgia state senator who was indicted for his alleged role in the so-called fake electors scheme. All right, so here's just a couple of quick pictures of um, the email exchange, text message exchange. All right, so that is the end of it. This is going to be wild. So that's just the beginning, man. This is just Monday. I have no idea what the rest of this week is going to look like. It's going to be crazy. So now somebody else is coming forward saying that they know that Terrence Bradley was contacted by Fani Willis to not participate with the um, investigators. So that's going to be very interesting. And I've already got 3 different videos up about this. So it's going to be really wild what happens tomorrow. Man, every day is going to be crazy. So I do want to bring in brother. Let me see if I can do this right. Rookie mistakes. There we go. All right. So this is another great YouTuber I've been checking out, and it's called Nez Nation. And he has been talking about this topic as well, doing a great job. Let me just make sure I got my picture working. And he's been doing a great job of highlighting what's been going on. So I want to bring him in just for a quick moment, just to stop by the Dear Woke Christian studio real quick and just give me his 2 cents on this real quick. All right. I got some technical difficulties here. I botched this up. Mm-mm. All right. Try to get my picture to show up correctly. It's not showing on my end. Sorry about that. It is always something new. Always something new. Let's go. All right. Uh-oh, I messed that up again. All right. Yep. Rookie man, messing this up. I appreciate y'all hanging in real quick while I fix my quick technical difficulties. Some reason or other, my window does not want me to bring this video in. It just had it and then it just disappeared. I tell you, man, it's just a conspiracy. Here, let me drop the link so y'all can have it just in case I don't bring it back. Yeah, Nez Nation has had a good review of this as well. I gave you all a couple of channels I had been following, and this gentleman just kind of popped up recently. I'm like, man, I like the way he handles this. So that's going to be one that I'll probably be bringing in more often as well, is Nez Nation as well. Why is this not allowing me to bring it in? Let's do this. Sorry about that, but I do appreciate it. Let me real quick while I'm doing this, I am going to answer a couple of quick messages. Thank y'all so much. But we're gonna have a good time looking at this because I think it's interesting, man. If this ends up being the case where, if this be the case where another shoe drops, another piece of information about this, man, this is gonna be pretty wild. Now, I do think that it's a little bit. I'm kind of interested in seeing like how it pans out because where was this person for the last 5 weeks or whatnot. So that being the case, I do kind of wonder like, man, is this going to last? Is this going to really is this going to really stick? Is some kind of basically a lot of hearsay, a lot of speculation without any real um, anything real substantive there. So we'll see. But I think from the smart people that I've listened to and heard discuss it, it does seem like they believe that there might be some meat there. So I think it's going to be interesting. So let me bring this in. All right, let's bring in
live breaking Fani Willis news. You have to stick around and listen to everything I'm going to share with you. I was not even like, I went live earlier today. I talked about the pit bull, Steve Sadow, who I just made a new connection on LinkedIn. We had a conversation. I got some news about the pit bull. Ooh, it's going to be juicy. Stick around to the end. But this is live breaking news. I'm literally 30 minutes. I got to go take my son to his baseball practice, but I had to do this and create this video because this is a bombshell that is dropping. I don't know if people even realize how corrupt. We do because I've been talking about this for a while, but this is insane. A new witness just came forward in the Fani Willis case that claims Willis told Nathan Wade's lawyer to stay quiet about their affair. Cobb County prosecutor, OMG, check this out. This is insanity. You guys, live breaking news. You won't find this anywhere. Guys, we have live breaking Fani Willis news. You have to stick around and listen to everything I'm going to share with you. I was not even like, I went live earlier today. I talked about the pit bull, Steve Sadow, who I just made a new connection on LinkedIn. We had a conversation. I got some news about the pit bull. Ooh, it's going to be juicy. Stick around to the end. But this is live breaking news. I'm literally 30 minutes. I got to go take my son to his baseball practice, but I had to do this and create this video because this is a bombshell that is dropping.
All right, real quick.
Guys, we have live breaking, literally 30 minutes. I got to go take my son to his baseball practice, but I had to do this and create this video because this is a bombshell that is dropping. I don't know if...
One moment. Some reason or another, let me do this. I'm going to drop my own picture out. I'm not able to see your video. And I want to make sure you all can see it before
people even realize.
Why is my picture not showing up? Don't do that.
How corrupt. We do because I've been talking about this for a while, but this is insane. A new witness just came forward in the Fani Willis case that claims Willis told Nathan Wade's lawyer to stay quiet about their affair. Cobb County prosecutor, OMG, check this out. This is insanity. You guys, live breaking news. You won't find this anywhere. Mainstream media hasn't covered it. Nobody's covered it yet. Check this out. We have Cobb County prosecutor Cindy Lee Yeager overheard a call where Fani Willis warned Terrence Bradley to stay quiet about the affair. They are coming after us, quote. You don't need to talk to them about anything about us, Willis allegedly said. The filing here that you see before me right now, the Supreme Court in the state of Georgia, the Georgia Senate has basically offered to reopen the Fani Willis. Georgia prosecutors proposed testimony offered to reopen Fani Willis's disqualification hearing. You guys remember, the Fani Willis hearing is over. Judge McAfee said it's going to take me a couple of weeks. I got to weigh all the evidence, but this bombshell just happened today, March 4th, 2024. Holy macadamia nut. The filing says Yeager is willing to swear under oath that Bradley told her in person that Willis's affair began in 2019, something he claimed he had no knowledge of last week. Bradley also previously said in a text message that the pair was absolutely dating before Wade was hired. When presented the message on the stand, Bradley said, "Oh, dang." Oh my God. So you can see here, right here, okay? You can see here defendant David J. Schaefer's notice of proposed testimony. You can see at the very bottom, it says March 1st, 2024, Ms. Yeager spoke via telephone with the undersigned. And I'm going to share with you some more from this amazing filing by the Georgia State Senate. Holy mackerel. This is basically a co-chief deputy district attorney for the Cobb County, Miss Yeager, spoke via telephone. OMG. And she can provide Mr. Schaefer and Mr. Cheeley. Check this out. Here is the actual filing, okay, right here that happened today. Meeting notice and agenda. Basically, blah, blah, blah. I'll get to the good stuff in just a second, but I just want to show you the kind of legalities of this. Okay, so from in and around August 23rd through January 2024, Ms. Yeager had numerous in-person and other conversations with District Attorney Terrence Bradley in which information relating to District Attorney Willis and Mr. Wade was discussed. In the course of Mr. Bradley and Ms. Yeager's discussions, Mr. Bradley told Ms. Yeager the following. District Attorney Willis and Mr. Wade met during the 2019 Municipal Court Continuing Legal Education Conference. Do you guys remember the text messages that Miss Merchant went over with Terrence Bradley? He kept saying, "I don't recall. This is all speculation." And then the pit bull came in there and said, "This has nothing to do with speculation." He gave a definitive, full of conviction. Absolutely. He even unprompted. Remember what the pit bull Sadow said. He was unprompted and he offered. They even met at the municipal court. This is another witness corroborating that evidence. This is huge. It's literally over. There is no way Judge McAfee can turn a blind eye to this. It is over for Fani Willis. Mr. Wade, let's continue. There's more, you guys. Stick around. Mr. Wade began his romantic relationship with District Attorney Willis at or around this time. Mr. Wade had definitely begun a romantic relationship with Mrs. Willis during the time that Mrs. Willis was running for DA in 2019 through 2020. Mr. Wade, let me say that again, had definitely begun. Oh my gosh. This is huge. Another district attorney from another Cobb County is basically corroborating, calling Bradley a liar, Fani a liar, Nathan a liar. It's blown up wide open, folks. Mr. Bradley stated that he had personal knowledge of the relationship between Mr. Wade and District Attorney Willis and included details regarding the use of Mrs. Robin Yurdy's apartment in other meetings prior to November 2021. Mr. Dr. I don't recall. It ain't cutting anymore, y'all. Wow. Mr. Bradley stated that Mr. Wade personally prepared his own divorce complaint against his spouse, Mrs. Jocelyn Wade, and told Mr. Bradley to sign the divorce filings and to file them on Mr. Wade's behalf. Based upon these statements, it is Mrs. Yeager's understanding that Mr. Bradley did not being represented Mr. Wade until November of 2021. This is the part where it literally is unbelievable. Actual hardcore evidence that Fani Willis told Mr. Bradley. This is really, really incriminating right here. In and around September of 2023, Mr. Bradley was visiting Mrs. Yeager in her office when Mr. Bradley received a telephone call. Mrs. Yeager could hear that the caller was D.A. Willis. D.A. Willis was calling Mr. Bradley in response to an article that was published about how much money Mr. Wade and his law partners had been paid in this case. Mrs. Yeager heard the district attorney, Fani Funky Funkadelic Willis, Cash G Money Willis, tell Mr. Bradley they are coming for us.
That's messed up. That's messed up. He called her G Money. That is messed up. That is so messed up. I approve it, though. I do approve of it.
Don't need to talk to them about anything about us. OMG. Mind blown. It's over. You're done. Behind bars. Disbarred. I mean, she has way more than disqualification to just worry about. This, on top of all the other mounting evidence. I mean, Judge McAfee, just to save face, he has to pursue this criminally. She is going to face time in prison. And then it concludes here. Mrs. Yeager watched Mr. Bradley's testimony before the court and became concerned, good for her, as a result of the fact that what Bradley testified to on the witness stand was directly contrary to what Mr. Bradley told Mrs. Yeager in person. Therefore, in the event that the court reopens the hearing to receive additional evidence as requested by the state and defendant former President Trump, Mr. Schaefer requests that the defense be permitted to subpoena Mrs. Yeager and present Mrs. Yeager's testimony relating to the matters set forth herein. Respectfully submitted, this 4th day of March, 2024. Holy macadamian nut. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Another witness? Another concrete evidentiary substantive proof? Another witness saying we all know Bradley's a liar. We all know Fani's a liar. We all know that Wade is a liar. I mean, this just completely cements what I earlier said in earlier videos. That's a lot of earlier. She is rotten to the core from the inside out. She is absolutely rotten to the core. McAfee, if you're watching, you know what you need to do. You need to take in all of this evidence. There is no way you can't not only disqualify her, there is no way you can't not only dismiss this case, but you need to pursue felony charges against Fani Willis, Nathan Wade. Forget disbarring him. That should be a given. But they need to face criminal charges because they are absolutely rotten to the core. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. This, to me, is like better than the smoking gun. It's all over. This is wham bam bam, sham bam bam, slam a lam a ding dong. It's over. Sealed, the nail in the coffin. It's shut. She is not only going to be disbarred, not only going to be disqualified, she's going to face criminal charges. She absolutely must. This is huge. Just breaking today. Literally just happening today. It's insane. I want to hear from you. But before you go, check this out. So there's also been a subpoena for Ashley Merchant. We're probably going to go live this Wednesday. Plus, we're going to be covering every breaking live update, top story, live breaking news. You've got to subscribe. Make sure you follow. In the pinned comment is our email newsletter. It's free, so you don't miss a thing. Make sure you subscribe to that. It's absolutely free. We don't spam. We don't share your email. I can't wait to read your comments. I try with my whole soul best to respond to all the comments. Personally, I really, really try. Sometimes it's literally not feasible. It's impossible. If you are a channel member, you get first dibs. Super chats, super thanks, first dibs. But I really, really try, especially if it's thoughtful, constructive, productive, and most importantly, respectful. Oh my God. We're going to be covering this day and night, guys. You don't want to go anywhere. This is absolutely huge. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Let me know. Check out these videos if you missed these. The Pitbull Sadao right there. This video down here is awesome. Follow, subscribe.
All right. So, yeah, this has gone a whole different direction. I mean, we kind of thought it was going in one direction when it closed up this past week. But man, now with Colorado saying that you cannot, I'm sorry, with the Supreme Court saying to Colorado that you can't kick people off the ballot, that's going to be bananas. That was bananas. I didn't expect that to be such a big deal. I was going to talk about that tomorrow, but then this came through. I was like, yo, let's just go ahead real quick and just get it out real quick. This case is the case that just keeps on giving. It is a gift. Wow. So is it possible that Fani Willis was caught talking to Terrence Bradley, telling him to not cooperate with the investigators, that they're on their way, they're checking on us, and so on and so forth? Is that possible? I think it's extremely possible, considering the type of person that what she said in the courtroom, her own testimony. There was a lot of problems. There were a lot of problems with what she said. So is it possible that she might have done this? I think there's a strong probability, but that's going to be on the judge to do that. Now, I don't know whether there's a subpoena for Ashley Merchant. That was very interesting. I have no idea what that was about, but he said, Ned said that they'll be talking about it on Wednesday. So of course today's Monday. We're going into Tuesday. So we'll be definitely checking out that. But I was thinking of that. Beware the Ides of March. I agree. Um, and yeah, this story has just taken a new life. I don't know what I mean, I have no idea. I did not expect Georgia to become the center ground zero for so many wild stories as it relates to the presidential election. But now, I mean, there's just so much involved in it. And at the end of the day, I mean, who knows? Who knows where this is going to go? Because the case itself still I'm sorry, is he going to be tried? Is he going to be tried before the election? Because he can now be on the ballot. This is wild. This is so wild. So wild. All right, real quick, just checking a couple of quick comments. Thank you so much for liking the video. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. I appreciate you coming in late tonight. I just literally just decided that I was going to do this. I had pulled up a couple of samples, of course, the Mail article as well as Nez Nation. But I saw a comment here that really jumped out at me. Somebody said, I looked up the places that they went. All of them are countries people laundered money. Check it out for yourself. Oh, I did not think of that. I did not think of that, Lynn. That's a very interesting. I'm going to give you a little bit of grace on it. I'll give you a little air horn on that theory. I'll give you that. I know people don't like my air horn, but they're going to get it tonight. Yeah. I'm going to give you that. No, that's good. Thank you so much, Shara. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate you very much. Where are you located? I live in Georgia. Mary, you live in Georgia? I'm in Cobb County, Marietta, where it's not where it's better, but I live in Marietta. I literally live like 5 miles from the courthouse. My business is literally a block over from the Cobb County courthouse, the Marietta Square. That's where I am. Yeah, I mean, I think there's some room to argue like, yo, she mocked God, and look at this. Look at this. Yo, somebody said where all they went. Where all did they go? They went to places like Belize, Aruba. They went to, I want to say they went to Europe as well, I thought. But they've gone a lot of different places, and those are just places that they told us about. Hampton, Georgia. Hey there, Mary. Good old Hampton, Georgia. That's an unsweet cornbread county, isn't it? Oh, Lord, who is this? Why is she not in bed? Why are you not asleep? Hello there, my favorite firstborn. I have no idea how this keeps happening.
Oh, why are you on live at 10 o'clock at night? That's
Hey,
your own fault.
why are you judging me? What is this I'm signing?
Council.
Yeah, I don't want you to run for student council.
Why not?
Because you're, I don't know, just troublemaker.
I'm great at student council.
You are pretty good. Okay. Y'all vote for,
make sure there's nothing else I need to
vote for Trina.
Yeah, vote Trina for student body secretary.
We got it? We got you tight?
Yep.
All right. Good night, big girl. Love you.
Love you.
Yeah, why am I up? Thanks, Trina, for calling me out. Cobb County Wade's going to claim you took his phone and drove it to... No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I mean, he does live somewhere close by, though. He probably lives. I mean, that's just reality. But, yo, this story has now gone... Like, we are now in extra innings. I thought we were in championship innings, championship rounds before, but now we are clearly in championship extra innings. This is bananas. If this case is real, if this other attorney who is standing up and saying that she knows emphatically and willing to take an oath that she did, that's what, saying that she's willing to say that if she's lying, she's perjuring herself. That's serious. That is serious. Yeah, vote for Trina as student body president. What's going on, K-Dub? Good to see you, man. Grace and peace, man. So Terry asked what announcement. There was another attorney who stepped up and said that she will vouch that Terrence Bradley received a call from Fani Willis telling him to not cooperate with investigators, that they were coming for them, so on and so forth. And this was earlier last year, or earlier, I'm sorry. I can pull that up again, make sure I don't get the dates wrong. There are lots of dates in the story. But if so, this is another person to corroborate the story that Terrence kind of fumbled, which was that Nathan Wade and Fani Willis were in a relationship well before he came on board to work, which is, of course, that's the problem. So that's this is bananas. And the Daily Mail. All right, let me drop that article in the chat again just for you. This was a real good summary if the people were looking for. This is the one that they were just reading. All right, so there's that article. I'm gonna put it in the description for the video as well. But it's just a very quick. No, it's not an ex. It seems like just a colleague, but a reputable colleague at that, who seems K-Dub like they want to set the record straight because they heard the testimonies of Terrence Bradley and felt like he was not being honest, and allegedly they know something different. So I think that's going to be very, that's going to add some complexity to the story. I don't know, emphatically, but I think it's fair to say that there's a lot of things being revealed, a lot of things coming to light that seems to be, seems like a fellow. Let's pull up the article again. Do this again. Let's do this right. Why is it not pulling in? I'm doing something wrong. I did something wrong. I don't know why it's not pulling the video in. I mean, the article in. But she says that she's Cindy Lee Yeager is a prosecutor in Cobb County, Georgia, right? And she had numerous in-person conversations with Terrence Bradley in which he discussed information about Willis and Wade. So I just dropped the link in the chat as well. That's going to really change this story around a lot. If this story is real and she's willing to, I mean, I don't know where they are in the process. I don't know if the judge can hear new information. I don't know if they're going to get a chance to ask questions of her and faces accusers and so on and so forth. I don't know how that works out. However, I don't think they took cruises to Australia, did they? I thought I know they went to Aruba and the Bahamas, Lynn, but I don't know if they went to Australia. I thought she said she didn't like Australia. I thought she was talking about how she didn't like Australia when they were talking about like what continents had we been to. And she said, I don't even like Australia or something of that nature. But this would be this is going to turn this whole story on its ear. Yeah, Kate, some good stuff come out of Atlanta. We need help, man. Atlanta must be stopped. It must be stopped. So this is going to be a very interesting case. And I hope that, hopefully I hope that it's something that's clear and that we can all kind of, poke our heads around and kind of check out, and not just something that happens, some dusty old courtroom somewhere. But yeah, this is going to be wild. This is going to be bonkers, because if this is true, then it does fly in the face of what Fanny said, what Nathan said, what Terrence said. So all three of them would be, they would have perjured themselves. So then that's going to throw a whole bunch of complexity. And remember, Fannie Willis is running for her office, running for her, running for the role of district attorney again. So that, this could be, now granted, she is running unattested. So hopefully somebody will step up to run, because it seems like that role might possibly be open. That seat might be open someday soon. So this is going to be crazy. And man, hopefully you all will. It seems like there's going to be a lot of people talking about this tomorrow, since this literally rolled out late today. So a lot of people, these videos are fairly short, fairly new. And hopefully tomorrow there'll be even more people talking about it. Maybe we'll get a little bit more understanding of exactly what happened and what's going to be, how does this proceed forward? How does this new evidence get played into what we know from last week and the week before? Or is this going to be something new that'll be used in a possible disbarment hearing? I don't know. Like, this is really wild. So Atlanta can be good and bad. When I was 18, I sold light ups at the Peach Drop, and a guy tried to rob me while I was there, and the cop said no and looked sideways like looking at a dummy, and he left. But everyone else, okay. Yeah, Atlanta, I haven't been to the Peach Drop in a long time. My goodness. And we had a big dust up at Six Flags yesterday. So I was even thinking about talking about that. So this is just the craziest story, man. And hopefully, Lord willing, man, we can find a way to get through this, because, man, this is going to be bananas. Now, but back to the question that people are asking. I don't think the city is like tense about this stuff. I truly think that people are realizing just how corrupt our city is, and our city governments are. So it's not like people in Atlanta are like on pins and needles, like, oh man, if they throw Fanny out, we're burning it down. Nah, it's not like that. That's not the vibe I'm getting. What the vibe I'm getting is people like, yo, yeah, we are pretty corrupt, man. We're just as corrupt as New York. We're just as corrupt as Chicago or anywhere else. We're just maybe not as known, but now it's gonna be well known just how corrupt Atlanta is. Yo, thank you so much, California human. I appreciate you. Do you think the judge issues criminal charges? He mentioned that during closing. Wow, that's what I really want an attorney to come on the show. Y'all reach out to Phil Holloway. Y'all reach out to AV to the Seventh Power. One of them, I would love for them to come on and answer those questions, because I would only be speculating. Now, he did say that, though. I understand that he said it. I just don't know what the plan of action, the steps are in this. Does he come back and say, you're disqualified? By the way, I'm charging you with whatever. Does he recommend it to the Bar Association? Now, I know the Bar Association is aware of this. Everybody's aware of what's been going on. So I don't know what the chain of events is. However, I do think that it'll probably be interesting. It might have a special election I can see the governor action. If Fani Willis is removed from her DA-ship and she's running for DA and nobody else is running against her, the governor would probably have to select someone to be DA of Fulton County, which would be very interesting. Because, of course, whoever they put in there, if it's not a black woman, now that might get people in a tizzy, but we'll see what happens. But I think it's just like lip service tizzy more than anything else. But that's a dope question. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. And but yeah, hopefully, Lord willing, man, we can nope, I did not like that, but that's funny. Atlanta's looking like a zesty Gotham City. Sad but true. I can't even say anything about that. This is a great question too, though. Can Trump actually receive a fair trial in Fulton County? I think that's kind of I don't know. I don't know. That's why I think they're going to end up throwing the thing out, because I don't think they feel like he's going to get a fair trial. That's my 2 cents. I'm just making a statement. I know some people disagree with that, but that's why I think it probably won't go any further than this because of that. But judge could hold them in contempt, Eddie says, for lying, which I under oath got you. AG, Attorney General? No, it was AG. Might indict for perjury. Courts don't have the power to charge people with crimes. He can refer them to the bar, though. Okay, there we go. Thank you. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I love this community because, look, I know I admit I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, this is just so intriguing to me. I'm just happy to be able to watch it and enjoy it with you all. Wade about to have that Batmobile experience. Forget the Porsche. Batmobile experience. I don't know. Well, it's going to be a bad experience, that's for sure. Attorney General. What did I say? So, yes, thank you. That just made more sense. I don't know what I was thinking about. But yeah, this is going to be wild. So I'm hoping that before, Lord willing, before Judge McAfee comes back, I have 2 possible legal people from Atlanta that I've reached out to that hopefully I can have them come on the show and kind of shed some light, because I do not want to muddy this down, because there's just so much good information here, and I would like for us to get a good understanding of what's going on in the story. And if that means we have somebody else sit second chair to come in and help out, that would be outstanding. What's going on, Chic and Grease? Good to see you. Thank you so much for reminding everybody to like the video. Let me leave it up there. Like and comment. Thank you so much. But yeah, I admit I don't know what I'm doing. All I know is that this story is super interesting. And because, well, one is interesting because it's right here in my hometown. And they keep talking about Cobb County. And I literally drove by the courthouse today. Like, man, now I was surprised I didn't see any news trucks around the square. Usually when they're snooping around, you see news trucks around the square. So I didn't see any around there. So that was kind of interesting to me that I didn't see them. But I'm sure if this goes now with adding this complexity of a Cobb County prosecutor being interjected into the story, now tomorrow I'm not going to be surprised if I see a Channel 2 or Channel 5 or Fox News truck somewhere around the Marietta Square. I won't be surprised. They better not park in my parking spot, though. That's what I know. I'm going to put a boot on them joints for sure. Don't be over parking in my parking spot. But no, this is going to be super interesting. So if you're new, there's another witness is coming back saying that they are willing to take they're willing to be under oath, saying that they heard Terrence Bradley speaking to Fani Willis about the fact that they were about to be the investigators were coming for them, and so on and so forth. And this person also is willing to swear that they know Terrence Bradley told them that Nathan and Fani Willis were engaged in a relationship before he came on board as special prosecutor. So that would really throw the whole story on his head. So yeah. So I say that most of the issues that Fani Willis is having are self-inflicted. That's going to be my argument. And I've said that before. Like, I feel like a lot of the problems that she has, they're self-inflicted. If she had not stormed into that courtroom and wanted to be a witness, a lot of the things we know about the cash wouldn't have happened because they didn't want to interview her. The book, I didn't realize that the woman said she didn't even read the book that people wrote in her name, in her stead. She said that she didn't read her own book. Now, I'm not saying that if I wrote a book that was probably one of the most important events in the last 10, 15 years, I'm going to read that book. I just can't believe that she didn't read the book that has her picture on it, that is about her story and so on and so forth. I just can't believe that. But she said she didn't read it. So, those are some things that she self-inflicted it to herself. And she created these problems by, well, again, if she had not been on the witness stand, we wouldn't know that she didn't read the book. It was really that easy. So when I say she's self-inflicted, a lot of those problems are problems that she created. Nobody made her hire her boyfriend to be special prosecutor. Nobody made you do that. And we talked about it yesterday. She could have hired special prosecutors from another state. Absolutely. She could there's some conditions in place. She could have got a special prosecutor from DC. There's some things in place that will allow them to come into the state of Georgia to get temporary work, to be able to work and help that out. She did not have to hire Nathan Wade. Even if every attorney in the state of Georgia said they weren't going to touch it, she did not have to hire Nathan Wade. She chose to do that. I think that's where the problem is. Man, Andrew, that's a good point. Andrew says, I bet the judge waited to give his ruling so that it would give him more time and more facts to come out that can't be disputed. That way, he has to take them off the case. Okay. I you know what? I can see that. I can see that. That's why I love this group. That's why you all are the best. Because you all have some of the, I mean, that's a theory that I can see coming to pass, Andrew Simmons. Thank you. I mean, I don't know how much they knew during the closing arguments, but yo, I mean, because he kind of hurt my heart when he said 2 weeks. I'm like, 2 weeks? What in the world, man? Just go and give that ruling. But I do understand now a little bit more perfectly why it was going to take 2 weeks, because he has to write it out. It needs to be super duper, extremely clear, because this is not just any old decision. So he does need to make it. And so I got that, but maybe that's why. Interesting. Okay. Lynn says that is what credit card statements his ex-wife was able to get. I believe there is a lot more that are covered up. For example, using his partner's credit card. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he did use his partner. He did use Terrence Bradley's credit card. Now, Terrence Bradley sat on the stand and said that he didn't, but also that they did. So that's interesting. I don't know how that's going to pan out, but this story is bananas. All this story is going crazy. So I'm hoping that you all, man, please, if you run across stories and you're like, yo, Jason, I would be glad to talk about this, because I think it's super easy. I'm just going to drop my email down in the chat, dearwokec@gmail.com. Man, y'all get rid of Texas Tickler out of here. Get him out of here. Get out of here. Get Texas up out of here. Texas Tickler out of here. So, yeah, like that's a great point, man. Yeah, maybe that was it. Now they did, as we think about it, they did kind of hint at it during the closing arguments. So maybe that was enough for him to say, you know what, this stuff will come out on Monday. It'll throw a big monkey wrench in it. Maybe so. Maybe so. That's a very interesting thing. I hope not. Christina Johnson asked, do you think that Judge McAfee will reopen the hearings for testimony from these new witnesses? I hope not. I think there's enough information, in my opinion. If I were Judge McAfee, there was enough information presented for him to make those two charges, to answer those two questions. Was there a fun? Oh, the little reactions. I forgot those are on there. Was there a financial benefit, and when did they start? I think there's more than enough information for that. Now, these new witnesses, they might be called up on an ethics charge. They might be here for a disbarment hearing, something of that nature. But I don't think Judge McAfee needs more. Now, that's me. My name is Jason. I'm not Judge McAfee. But I don't think he needs more information. That's just my little 2 cents. Let's see. Yeah, I'm like, nobody's challenging her. We need somebody somebody in Fulton County to run. Come on. Yeah, I'm with you. I think I can't see a good reason. This is my thought. The case was made for Fani to be disqualified. The issue is Judge McAfee has to have an ironclad, because I'm telling you, that thing is going to be probably the top seller, the best seller. It's going to be like the 9/11 report. Okay. People are going to be like, they're going to be selling at Barnes and Noble. Okay. So he has to have an ironclad decision. It has to be written out perfectly. And it's such like that. So that's why I think, in my opinion, he's taking the time. That's why he said 2 weeks, because it's got to be perfect. Because it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be everywhere, and everybody and their cousin, from the armchair lawyer to like me to Supreme Court justices, are going to be reading that thing over, looking for errors, looking for problems, looking for missteps, anything that's not right. So that's why I think, in my opinion, he's taking that long to write up the decision. So I personally, I think Friday when he left out of there, he wrote the opening sentence: Fanny, Nathan need to be disqualified, and he's going to spend the rest of the time filling it out. That's my little 2 cents. I heard this as well. Patty H said, I believe I heard there's already a criminal case being out there against Fanny and her friends. I heard that as well. So I just, they're going to need a new DA in Fulton County. She thought she was home free, Sue said. She thought she was home free. She was already thinking who's going to play her in a movie. Ooh, problem is it's going to be called Behind Bars. Yeah. He might be rewatching it. But I'm just wondering, is he rewatching it because he just wants to go to sleep and try to figure out what Abate was talking about, or is he truly need something need some information? Keep in mind, Andrew says, he's already given us a great comment, so I got to give him more. Keep in mind, this will be the first ruling of this type by a judge in the country's history. This is a history-making decision. He wants to take his time. There you go. Yeah. That I didn't know it was that intense, but yeah, I agree. Like I just know everybody and their cousin's gonna be on it though. Everybody. I mean, your guy. I might read it. I don't know. I've never read a decision. I've read a few of them, but never. But I will be reading this one though. That's for sure. Yo, why are y'all? Get our 2-star and Fanny. Y'all are wild about this movie. So Vivica Fox would play Fannie Willis? Really? Vivica Fox. I don't know. I have to admit, I think Fannie Willis looks better than Vivica Fox. So I don't know if that would be a good one for her. I did see somebody else mention, maybe that's what you all are talking. When I saw Kerry Washington's name in here. I said, what are y'all talking about? There we go. I see it right here. Okay, that one makes a little bit more sense. I can work with that one. CV Chelan. I can see that one. Y'all are wild, man. I love it. Okay. Oh, that's what it was. Oh, Ashley Merchant got subpoenaed to testify before Congress. Yikes. Oh, that's going to be exciting. Yeah, that's going to be wild right there. So that's what's going on Wednesday. Whew, goodness gracious. All right, guess I know what I'll be doing. I guess I know what I will be doing, because I think I might have to jump in and live stream that one. That's going to be a wild one. Pink is the new orange for her movie title. Y'all are wild. Why are y'all doing this to them? Why are y'all like this? Why are y'all behaving like this? Fanny can still be, I think, she can still be impeached. Absolutely. Actually, Georgia State. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Eddie. I was way off bar. So Georgia State Senate. Okay, thank you. That makes a little bit more sense. And still, that's still pretty funny though, y'all. Y'all are wild. Monique as Fanny. Why are y'all like this? Idris Elba can play Wade. Wow. Yeah, that was pretty funny though. That was a win right there. Pink is the new orange. That is comedy. So yeah, this is so keep your eyes on it. I'm who knows how this story is gonna go, man. This is going to be an absolute wild dumpster fire. That's a great question. That is a question of the ages. Because she didn't have to hire her boyfriend. Like that's the thing. She did not have to hire her boyfriend. And you know something else I was thinking about? I was listening to the speech at Big Bethel AME, which is a very famous historically Black church here in Atlanta. And she mentioned that she hired Wade for, thanks for the thumbs down. I appreciate you. Grace and peace. Thank you. She hired Wade for an hourly salary, and she charged him, she was paying him the same amount hourly that she was paying the other two attorneys that she hired to come on for this case. But the other two attorneys were made like 70 or $80,000. But Wade was somewhere in the $600,000 range. So either A, she wasn't paying them exactly the same amount. Because just imagine, like, if she's paying me $1 an hour and she's paying you $1 an hour, how do I have $70 and you have $600? That doesn't make sense. Like that man was working a lot in order to get 600 and some almost $650,000. That's a lot of money. And that's a lot of money. So I thought about this, like, yo, does she just think we're crazy? So that was something that jumped out to me. And of course, I mean, there were many problems with her testimony, many problems. And again, I think that's what's causing people really to, pause, even if they don't, wherever. Like I said, it doesn't really matter about Trump because it could be the case. It could be a case about anything. It's the whether or not the district attorney, whether or not the special prosecutor, whether or not the district attorney's office is corrupt. That's it. That's all they're arguing. And you can try to deflect it as much as you want to. I did a video yesterday looking at Black churches and how they were propping up Fani when that wasn't the argument. The argument is not about Trump. The argument is about whether or not she's immoral and whether or not she's ethically able to prosecute a case. That's it. That's all it is. But I'm so sorry. You all in this movie, I don't know who came up with the idea that they were going to do a movie for Fani Willis, but now all these names of who is going to who is going to beat Fani, you all are out of control. You all are out of control. But cash is fungible. Yo, these comments are out of control. You all are great. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I just want to see how this thing pans out. That's all I want. I just want to see how this thing pans out. It's going to be so wild, man. Fred, thank you so much, man. Grace and peace. Thank you for the compliment, man. I don't really care. It's not really about Trump and whatnot. Now, I did do a video earlier today pointing out that Trump was able to be back on the ballot. And my argument is simply this: if you don't like Trump, run a candidate that can beat Trump. That's it. Just run it. I mean, who cares? I mean, in my mind, making a point, the anti-Trump side, the opposing side, should be excited that Trump is running because you should have a candidate on your side that will beat Trump. That's it. Now, I think it's fair to say that the people who support Donald Trump are excited to vote for him. They're excited about voting for Donald Trump. They're not excited about voting against Joe Biden. See, that's where the catch-22 is. And I think that team needs to think about run somebody that makes your team excited to vote for them. not excited to vote against, because it's always who you're against, and that's not sustainable over the long term. It's not. So if it's because, again, if Donald Trump runs, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable he's going to probably win, because people are excited to vote for him. They, again, all of his sins, all of his missteps, all of the things that are bad about him. But a lot of people said, hey, there were a lot of things that were good when he was president. Run somebody who can beat him. That's it. That's it. That's me. I'm not even a political analyst. I can just tell you right now, run somebody who can beat Trump. And I'll give you a hint, if free of charge to everybody. This is for my Democrat team. This is for the independents, the Green, the Libertarians, all of y'all. Run somebody who can beat Trump, and they must be sub 50 years old. I promise you. That's it. There you go. That's the hint. That's the formula. If you needed it, there you go. I'm giving out free political advice today, not even requiring a super chat for it. Run somebody who can beat Trump that's sub 50 years old. That's it. That's it. That's it. There you go. There you go. Try it. Because I'm telling you right now, like this person said right here, these people are excited about Trump, man. They're excited about him. They're excited about what he did before, and they're excited about him being able to do it again. That's it. That's it. Just run a team, run a candidate that can beat Trump. That's it. Yeah, I mean, there you go. So I know, and I'm not turning this into a political discussion or whatnot. I do think that there's a lot that we can learn. But at the end of the day, as I said before in my video yesterday, my king is never up for election. He's never going to be on a ballot. He's never worried about being a recall. He's never worried about whether or not he's kicked off a ballot in this state or whatever like that. Christ is still king. So there is that. So, hey, this is interesting. I think it's engaging. We should be a part of the political process. We should strive and want to see our politics and our politicians properly represent and do their jobs in the right way. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I think when it's all the smoke clears, we do realize that this is just theater. And this man or this woman is nothing more than a human that is flawed, just like me, just like you, just like all of us. And they're trying their best. Sometimes they're flawed, like we see Fani and Wade. Sometimes they're trying their best and they still mess up. But at the end of the day, they're doing their very best. And so from there, we assume they're doing the best. And then from there, we still recognize that, God is sovereign, and these people are still working under him. And so therefore I trust my sovereign king. And that's all I got. There you go. That's my little tidbit for the day, my little quasi-political pundency, as well as some food for thought. But y'all, I really do appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much, everybody who's in the chat. This is a great live. I'm looking forward to doing this with y'all again. I planned tomorrow to do a live to discuss the a case that just most recently came up. I think we'll still do that. And let me see. I think it's at 9:00. Double check. Yeah, it's at 9:00. What am I talking about? So we got that planned tomorrow. That should be fun. And then we'll do that. And I really wanted to just talk about, and it's kind of dovetailing, if you will, kind of tying it in with what the video I did yesterday about how the Black church is propping up bad politicians and bad ideology. And I call it spiritual money laundering. And I just want to look at this article about the Supreme Court justices voting 9-0 to put Trump back on the ballot in Colorado, Maine, and I forgot the other state. There was another state that had tried to kick him off of the ballot. Why do I want to say it was Illinois? But I don't think that's right. But anyway, there was another state, and they said you can't do that. And just some of the pushback is so weird. So we're going to look at that tomorrow. So that's what I plan on doing tomorrow at 9:00. So we'll see what Lynn said. What was Bradley doing in Cobb County? So, okay, that's a great question. Talking to a few attorneys, and again, this is not a scientific survey at all. It's not a survey of all attorneys. I realize that in a city like Atlanta, you're all over the place. And so I'm understanding that it's not uncommon to have a relationship or talking with or partner with or conversing with, camaraderie, whatever, with people clear on the other side of town. Okay. So now Fulton County, it does sound like it's far away, but Fulton County is not terribly far from Cobb County. So, I mean, I feel like places in New York are farther away. Okay. So I don't think it's a terrible, it was Illinois. I thought so. It's not terribly far away. So that's probably why he was up here in Cobb County, but I don't know. But I guess we'll find out on Wednesday or find out when this information breaks. Cause yeah, that was wow. It's a Colorado AG. It's got the crazy eyes. I did see those. I saw the pictures. Like, yeah, she doesn't look like somebody I'd want to have a good conversation with because she did look strange. Just saying. Let's see. I think we got it. Y'all, thank y'all so much, man. I really do appreciate you taking the time to jump in here and have this good conversation with me. But let's do it again. Tomorrow is Tuesday. I plan on doing a live probably tomorrow morning. It should be up already, so y'all should be able to see it. And if anything changes, I'll make that change. So I appreciate y'all. You all are amazing. Thank you again. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the likes and all the comments. Let me know what else. If you run across something else, though, that's a dope conversation. It doesn't even have to be about Fani. Drop me an email, dearwokesy@gmail.com. I would gladly check it out. So as President Firstborn told me, it's time to go to bed. So everybody, thank you so much. Grace and peace.